Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the turn summary for the Deadman series. It is now January 4th. So there's a few things going on, really. Just moving things about. I do have these fellows over here. I was going to send them towards Georgetown, but to be honest, there's a lot of capacity over here. There's a lot of shipping capacity. So I might as well have them actually sent down here to Singapore. If we don't take Singapore by the time they arrive, then that's additional AV. But if they arrive at Singapore and we take Singapore, then I can have them loaded up at Singapore, moved out anyway. It actually speeds things up. And it serves a dual purpose, which is nice. Quite happy about that. These assets are moving. These guys are moving to Johor Bahru. And ultimately, some of these guys, like the shipping engineers, will be moving into Singapore as well to help us out. But yeah, I guess things moving for us. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to attack today. The reason being, I want to give these guys that additional time to rest. We're not going to rush it now. We tried rushing it and things didn't quite work out due to the fact that they didn't cross when we meant them to. So we're going to have to take it a little bit slower. Which is, it's not exactly, it's not ideal, it's not what I would have wanted, but if we take it by January 6th, I'm still happy with that. That's still good. I think it's worthwhile giving them that time to rest, because it means that rather than having one attack, we might potentially have to rest for a day or two. We can have, like, potentially even two consecutive attacks, depending on how much we drop over here. We're not going to drop as much, but I would like to drop some. Disruption's still there. If I can get the disruption and a little bit more of that fatigue shaved off, we're quite happy. And the good news is we're going to have the two headquarters across here. Have the two headquarters been across this turn? I think I'm mana attacked, but I want to have the headquarters here. I want to have that additional support, and it gives them that little bit of additional time with some support there. Not a full day, but we'll see. Ideally, they just get there. Ideally, they'll have an impact and help us out, and that'll be good. But what I also did is I changed one of the actual commanders over here. So we have General Shimomura Sadamu in charge over here. He is a pretty able commander, and that will help us out. I did a little bit of reading. The actual land skill, I believe it's the leadership, or it might be inspiration, forget which one it is. It actually does affect the amount of AV of the units in the area as well that are within their command range. So that'll help us out. It should help us to actually reach a better, well, outcome there, really. And we do have the naval construction battalions over here as well. They're not obviously going to be participating in the combat, but they're going to be here to actually help us to rebuild the airfield immediately as soon as we're in there, essentially, or potentially anything else that's damaged. But yes, they also do bring those support squads over here, which are nice. It helps out the divisions, allows them to recover a little bit sooner, which is going to be a good reason for having the headquarters there too. So we're going for that. I am going to have the naval headquarters unload over here, the 3rd Fleet headquarters. And the reason being, I can either have it just walk down here towards Singapore, or I can have it loaded back on board pretty quickly. But at least while it's there, it's actually helping somewhat, because I might have other things like Mayyen unload over here. And it's just there. If I decide to move it down here, then I can do. We've got a few options there. But I just want it off the boats, just in case. I mean, obviously it's not one of these things of where we kind of want to tempt fate there, really. Over here we're building, well, we're actually trying to build up the forces over here, trying to get rid of that fatigue and damage. A few of them will be ready tomorrow, but it's going to take a couple days. So, without me getting continuously tongue-tied, we'll move on into this. I get bloody tongue-tied sometimes, especially on the first stream of the day. So as you can see, we are going to launch another attack over here. These fellows are going to be moving in over here in movement mode. It's not ideal. I mean, then again, I suppose I could wait and allow them to... Yeah, no, it's actually probably worthwhile waiting. I think I'll wait. I'll allow both units actually to be here and have both units actually attack in the correct operations mode. You can see Disruption 1, Fatigue 9, while these guys have Disruption 17, Fatigue 28. I might as well give them that chance to actually rest, which is worthwhile. We're moving south over here as well, so be able to attack the unit that is to the south, which is actually somewhat surprising. Oh, I'm just moving the actual armor, I should say. The armor is moving south. So we're taking the 14th, the 1st, and the 5th regiments over here. They're moving south. The rest are moving north. So that should give us enough force over here to be able to take this. Thankfully, it is on a major road, which is nice. Terrain's not exactly ideal, but it's only one unit, so we should be okay. It might be worthwhile bringing a regiment, in fact. Now, they do have some progress. Interesting, they're following the 1st Armoured anyway. That could cause problems. Yes. That could cause problems. Okay. Yeah, just set them all to follow then. We'll have them all move in the right direction then together. I don't know what this unit is. It could be something larger. We don't know. Probably isn't, but it's worthwhile just going in it whole hog. Right. It doesn't really lose as much time. So in fairness, it's one of these of where if I march south, it might be, well, what about there? So how far is that? That's 2 hexes. That's 2 hexes. So yeah, we might as well just move that axe there. Just make sure they're absolutely destroyed. Force to surrender, which would be ideal. And then they can march 2 hexes to the north. Or 2 hexes down here. Depends on really when I want them. Obviously, we do have the rail lines. I could even potentially move down here, but that's still 2 hexes. Really, so you have to move south and they have to move over here. But yeah, it doesn't make much of a difference. It's only a few days. And I want to make sure that we actually get this done. Don't want to have to waste time. Any more time is not good. So what else am I doing? You can tell that I'm doing these and everything's a little bit unhinged. Mostly because I'm thinking about it as we go on. Just double checking myself, just double checking decisions. I've taken the the Ki-21 to Iceycrome from Bangkok. It seems like we actually dodged something of a bullet, which I'm going to touch on here in a moment. So I'm quite happy about that. But these guys are going to be actually going ahead and actually, not you, these guys are going to be going ahead and hitting Singapore, but they're going to be attacking the ground troops over here. Which would be nice. It may be worthwhile to have them attack the airfield, but I don't want to cause that much damage to the airfield. I think a couple more hits on the airfield and we should be okay. Though there is a temptation I have in mind actually regarding to not hitting the airfield today, but actually hitting the ground forces today. I tell you what, actually, that might be an idea to go ahead with, actually. What I can do is I can take all the forces in Malaya. They can hit the actual ground forces. We'll do that today. We'll do that for today. Yeah, there we go. Put that in over there. So I'll set the Ki-28 to do the same. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And what I can do then is I can have the Ki-21s from over here in Sumatra continue to hit the airfield. But yeah, we can go ahead and hit the actual ground forces here in Singapore today as well then. That should be quite nice. A little bit more damage would be fine. We're going to be attacking not today but tomorrow. So that's fine. At least then it actually causes some problems there for the defenders. And then what we can do on the day before the actual, well, on the day of the attack, which would be the 6th of January, is we can go all in on the bombing of the actual ground forces there. So that means they're going to have much more in the way of actual ground support, well, in terms of air support, hitting the ground forces there, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and try to fly some paratroopers over here. Now, they're still unloading, so I'm not entirely sure if they will be allowed to do so. They're still unpacking. But they are in combat mode, so I'm hoping that we might be able to just get some parasquads over there, or something of that nature. I'm using all the actual transportation aircraft over here, so ideally we can move the unit. But if I can seize this base, I'd be quite happy. I would then quite rapidly fly new troops in. We do have these forces over here. I'm going to keep a regiment here, just in case I need to fly it across, really. That would be a wise thing to do. So we're going to keep a regiment in place, so I could have additional troops flown over. But yeah, if I could take that base, I would then fly in engineers and some additional troops as well if needs be. And then what we could do is actually use this base to actually project naval search out a little bit further. I mean, really what we want is we want Sabang. We want to be moving up the north and to the northern tip of Sumatra. But taking that's nice. It's another base under our possession, which is useful. Allows us just to take a little bit more, which is handy. Okay, these guys over here. So, let's see. Right, you keep up the reconnaissance over there. I need to see if there's anything there. Cinnabon is over there. I'm not seeing anything right now. Do it over there. Just trying to get an idea if there's anything in these bases here. And you've been doing reconnaissance over here. Okay. Do it over Medan. Yeah, Medan have been nice to see as well. But this is it. So Singapore's gone. I can get things moving, and it's going to be great. The MKB is a good... This is it. It's a difficult one regarding MKB, because I don't want to move it too far. I don't want to move it too close over here to Batavia either. It does put us within 13 hexes, but thankfully there's no search as far as I can tell. But I want to be within... I want to be well within range of potential air support as well. Something else I've done is I've taken the Zero Squadron that was over in Bangkok and I've shifted it over here and I've reformed. So we've reformed the 2 divisions of the Tainan and the 3rd KUS. One has 11 reserves, this one has 5 reserves. There's 12 and 20 fatigue here, but they should be able to manage that. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have both Zero Squadrons go ahead and sweep Batavia at 31,000 feet. The reason why I go for 31,000 feet is we have 21 maneuverability at 31. Well, 21 to 31. If I go above 31,000 feet, then we only have the 10 maneuverability. So the Zero is actually not too bad for that sort of high altitude. It still retains a decent amount of maneuverability, which is good. He can, I mean, we could go higher. We could go to 3280, yeah, 32,810, but I go down to 10 maneuverability. It's like, yes, there's a diving bonus, even with that additional altitude, but it's like, well, that maneuverability should make up for it. Allied maneuverability should be pretty trash at that sort of altitude. If we take a look, Allied aircraft. It depends, obviously, on the aircraft, of course. If I go ahead and find... We know he has P40Es over there. Different models of P40E. I assume it's this one. The earliest one. Yes, so you can see there, above 32,000 feet, its altitude... Sorry, its maneuverability is 7. At 21 to 31,000, it's 11. Yes, their maximum altitude there is 32,400. So I could go higher than them. It might be worthwhile, perhaps. Maybe it is worthwhile. But then again, it's a drop from... maybe we do give it a go. I can't imagine it being very great for the engines. Well, for the aircraft. No, I would stick with 31,000 feet. It works. We retain a lot of maneuverability. I'm happy with that. So we'll go with that. And so I'm going to sweep Batavia there with those squadrons. I do have the Ki-40 Freeze over here and an escort of Palembang. I could use bombers over here, but these bombers are going to be busy with Singapore. I do have the G4M1s there running Naval Surge. So I think what we'll do then is we'll see how the situation at Singapore looks next. We'll see how the situation looks at Batavia. But I'm hoping that we can actually try and get a good number of kills over here. I think it's worthwhile going in and sweeping to begin with, just try and take out as much of the cap as possible, and then moving in when we have the Ki-40 Freeze freed up as well, which should be handy. Aye. And ideally when Singapore is pretty much in the bag, that would be quite useful there, really. Okay. Beyond that, yeah, and as well, I was talking about invasion plans. I think probably what we'll do then is we'll use the forces that we have in the north, probably keep them in the north. I might take a division from Singapore. I mean, this is it, we do have that flexibility. I could take a division from Singapore, like, let's say, maybe 33rd. Imperial Guard Division could go north to Burma. The 4th Division can remain in position until it's recovered its strength in Singapore. Which would be worthwhile doing so. Okay, they're going to continue to attack. Their fatigue's up, but their disruption is not too bad. They've ran out of... I think they're out of supply. So they will give at some point. It's just a matter of time, really. I think as far as I'm aware, they're not cut off because of that road there to the north. But then again, there's not a lot of supply. They've been attacked. It's pretty much a matter of time now till they give in. So that's okay. I am going to get these forces assembled over here. I think what I'll do then is have them all assembled, and then we can move on down towards Banjarmasin, and go for that. Yeah, we've only seen 4 fighters, 13 auxiliaries over here, which is not a lot. These guys are going to continue to run cap. What I'm going to do is actually reduce the amount of bombers, just in case. Something else I could do is I could potentially fly escort from Banjarmasin. I'm just gonna change his way, I say like literally every 5 seconds apparently. Could do that. Fatigue's up there a little bit, so I do want to be somewhat careful. We'll see. He may transfer fighters, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, interesting. Okay. No bombers is intriguing though. What I could do is I could allow... maybe we do go for a sweep. There's no bombers, so I think we do go for a sweep actually with the Zeros. I think that makes sense. Let them go sweep. Yeah. Let them have a sweep there. I'm going to set about 20% rest just so we don't burn ourselves out here. Yeah, we'll go with that then, I guess. The aircraft over here are moving around aviation units. They're nearly finished over here. When they're done, I can get them moving out. We do have some down at Rabaul now, which is good. They're going to be transferring some Naval Guard units. These guys are just going to be running Naval Search. What I'm going to do over here is actually begin building fortifications. It is really good terrain. I mean, it's... oh no, it's ×2 terrain, which isn't as good, actually. But we only have 4 AVs, so I think what I'm going to do is build up some fortifications, just in case some units do return. So I don't have things in place as of this moment to really protect them properly. Once I take this out, then I might have that unit act as a garrison here. But I will use this unit in parts to take all these bases here. That's going to be coming in the near future. We have these destroyers here. They're going to be moving towards Monado. There we go. Or maybe I have them here, actually. Yeah, I'm going to have them over here at Kandari. I need to move around some assets over there. You're moving in there to auto-disband, okay. Yes, I need to move the 9th Infantry Regiment. So I'd like to have that actually escorted properly. I don't think I'll be able to carry the entire regiment either, which is not exactly ideal. We do have some additional AKs moving in. Maybe enough, but probably not enough. But we'll have to move that. Okay, so I have 2 of these guys over here, the Ki-57s. They couldn't transfer, but they'll be repaired in a couple of days. So they'll be ready tomorrow, which is good. They get some additional time to rest, which is nice. The transports are over here. I'm flying in the 52nd Naval Guard to Leh. I'm using the A5M4s at Leh to actually run long-range cap at 80-20. The Zeros are running the long-range cap at just 30% because I do not want to burn them. Their fatigue, they're really... I decided to not actually transfer the A5M4s to Rabaul. The reason being I can't split them at this moment in time. So I think I'm going to continue on towards Truck and get them properly resized. They're moving down to Ocean Island. So that's a base force, so I'm going to move towards Ocean Island. I might have it move towards Tarawa, but Tarawa has a size 1 port, size 2 airfield, but this over here at Ocean Island can have... Well, oh no, sorry, I need to Yes, that's it. I was going to move them to Ocean Island. I had a different save, in fact, where I made this move. I'm going to instead move them to Nauru Island. The reason being a little bit safer for us to do, I guess. But also there is a level 2 port already, and there's a level 2 airfield. So I can unload here much sooner, and I can also unload like things like bloody searchlights, which is nice. So at least that's out of the way. I'm moving submarines around to Australia and down this area as well. So we are getting now some force in the Coral Sea, which is good. These guys are continuing to stay in this area here. I don't have them sector react. They're going to just essentially defend this zone here, really. Well, in fact, it might be worthwhile to have them react. No, I think it's worthwhile to stay in position, allow the submarines to do their job as well. I'll set them to high threat tolerance. Yeah, we'll put them on absolute. They need to fight. Yeah, they need to fight. There we go. I do need to get some fuel in here. That's going to arrive tomorrow. It really worries me. It really seriously worries me. What I'm going to do then is have Nagara go ahead and join that force there. Well, actually follow it in. That'd be a good idea. So yeah, she can follow that force. Actually, no, if I just have you on patrol, that makes more sense. You're only 1 hex away, we should be okay. But I know what it's like for these bloody, like, midnight runs. Should be alright. I'll set them to react, in fact. Hope for the best. So I always expect the worst now. I'm going to tell them to get the hell in there. They're going to auto-disband when they get in there. They've got 1 hex to go. They should make it. There's no way they can get caught out, but I know what mine looks like. He has seen Kidabadai over here as well, which is not exactly ideal for him to try to get funny with. So we'll see. I really don't like Kidabadai being here. We are starting to get a decent amount of aircraft in this area now. There will be more coming in the near future as well. So we are getting closer to where we want to be in terms of protection. Having the subs as well is very helpful. So that's at least one thing going for us. We've got more aircraft as well. We've actually got some aerial protection, which is handy. So yeah, I just don't think we're doing ourselves any favors by being this close. I think it's a potentially vulnerable position. As we've seen, we can't see everything that comes, so I'm a bit worried about that. I think I'd like to hang around this sort of area here, but we'll see. I think it's probably worthwhile hanging around this sort of area. Possibly, I don't know. It's not ideal. Yeah, it's really not ideal. I think we'll move them over here. Try and move them in directions I have not moved before, really. The reason being, I want to try and just avoid detection. I don't really want to be in the area. There's a lot of subs in this area as well that we're going to try and avoid. I think it might be worthwhile potentially having them head north. We can try and make a decision on that shortly. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he's going to be moving his carriers back over here at some time. At some point into the Pacific. It's just really a matter of when he will do so. Right, what I'm going to do here is have that DD refueled. BLeAcHACiD, there we go. And meet Kitabatai. Yeah, I mean, it's one of these. There's not that much that can kind of go wrong here in this area. Of course, there are things, but it's not as bad as it could have been. It's not as bad as it was in the past. We at least do have subs over here, which gives us some protection. But I think we need to take this into account. What I'm going to do is have a Kargi move into truck. A little bit worried about that, to be honest. A tad bit. I would have preferred her to have more escorts, but we'll see. What I decided to do then is over here. These D3A1s are going to be running ASW. The B5N2s are running ASW. We haven't seen anything as of yet, but it might be due to poor skill of the pilots, so don't bank on anything. God, there's a lot of supply here. I was going to have these forces actually disband for the time being. They are unloading, okay. Have them dock here for the time being. Yeah. I'll have those ASW boats out, patrolling then. There we go. I worry, and this is it, I worry about a lot of things here, because it always feels like something's going to go wrong when we're playing against Statban. He's a bloody good player. Bloody good player. So he's trying to mitigate how much can go wrong, though. I mean, there are DMSs over there. We didn't get the flight out from from the H6Ks over here at Nawartok last turn, which is not exactly ideal. So I'm going to get them moving out, ideally today. Can I put any reserves in here? I'm going to put some reserves over here, in fact. Trying to get them out of full working condition, really. The H6K4s can't transfer yet. But yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we are running a lot of naval search. It's just trying to make sure that things work. And we don't have, like, egg in our face. On our face, that is. I get nervous just talking about it. So I just feel like something's going to go wrong. Right, let's see. Can I fast transport any of these troops out of here? There's no troop capacity. Yeah, there's hardly any cargo to make it really particularly worthwhile. So I figured I'll have I don't even want that there, really. It's not worthwhile. I can have better things. Another PB for a new talk then. We'll see. We'll see. I just feel like things could go wrong at a moment's notice, and it does make me nervous. But things are getting into position. There's a lot of submarines around here at Wake Island. We're always looking for reports, so I just have to hope for the best. Ah, dear. I get way too nervous about these things. Okay, they're marching now. There's a part of me that thinks, is it worthwhile attacking if I'm not hitting the airfield with bombers? And probably so. So obviously then it prevents him from building fortifications back. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those where I might be worrying too much. It can be cracked. It's just how much effort do I want to put into it? How much do I want to pay for it, really? Are we doing it in the best way? Take a look. Fatigue's not bad, really. Disruption's coming down. I do have 14th Army in position now, which is good. Helps us out, gives us all that support. It might be worthwhile waiting on the... Yeah, I think we'll just wait. I think we'll wait. I think another day, possibly... If I wait one more day, I have another engineer unit. If I wait 2 days, I have 2 more artillery units, and I have 2 anti-tank units. So I think it's worthwhile waiting 2 days. It's one of these where he's probably going to build in fortifications. I need to get bombers into action, really. Just need to get them into action. I kind of bug myself by moving the support out of here by mistake and not really thinking about it, really. But they're getting back into action now. There's actually some aviation support over here, which is good. Just need to get it there. Oh, what happened to you? Alright. There'll be another one ready tomorrow. I think what I'm gonna do then is we're gonna bomb. Try and bomb the airfield. I mean, this is the problem. It'll require some real serious actual bombers, but we have to go for it, really. It's worthwhile doing. 17,000 feet is fine. I'll have the Tojo set to sweep then. Then rest them tomorrow. Have them down at 15 where they have that maneuverability then. They can do that. There'll be a couple more ready tomorrow. Damage ain't too bad. What I'll do then is go for the airfield attack. Just with a couple of them. Until we get I mean, there's only a few fighters here, really. Once we knock out those fighters, I can just go in daily and hit the airfield. And then just cause problems there, really. He doesn't have fighters here. I'm probably being overcautious. I really am being overcautious. What a curse. What a curse. Okay. Sometimes I bloody hit the wrong one and think it's patrol, because I'm not paying attention. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so I'm patrolling around here. I'm thinking about as to whether to move through here, but I do worry about mines. We could potentially move to friendly bases when they are taken, when they fall to our control, really. But we'll take it slowly. I'd like to start dealing with his forces around Manila and Bataan, but there's a lot of submarines in that area. Let's take it slow. Take it slow. Okay. Yeah, he's aware that there is a couple cruiser groups over here along the coast, so he can't do too much really without really being picked up on it. It may be worthwhile just to have these fellows head out to Babaldwar, really. Get them moved down elsewhere. I'll go ahead and do that then. I can have some work done on these guys, because I do need some actual repairs there. Like, Kuma has a little bit of system damage. And this is what we're going to try and do, really. Is try and take the opportunities that we do have to try and get that repair in there. Just keep our assets afloat longer, really. Yeah. These guys are within range. Though, actually, I think it's probably worthwhile to keep these... Yeah, no, I'm going to have them continue to patrol here, in fact. I do worry that they might come in here and try and bombard or something, so I want to be careful. I don't want to leave these guys on their own. Yeah, there's a lot of assets still in there. Supposedly destroyers, which I don't know, but I'm going to keep them about there. Okay. God, I always sound so nervous when I do these. It's because I just worry about all the things that could potentially go wrong. I'm loading troops over here. The Southern Fleet is moving down here as well. So we're going to have 2 fleet headquarters moved into Singapore. And then what I'll do is I'll have another fleet headquarters potentially move elsewhere in the near future. We'll just, like, space things out, really. Hi. Yeah, we dodged a bullet at Bangkok, it seems, and the good news is he may not realise about that until it's far too late, which I'm not I'm not going to say no to. These guys are going to run that cap. They're resting. They're training. I converted the Ki-27s here to Ki-Pod Freeze, which is good. So the good news is now, this squadron, the first Sentai, is slowly but surely becoming majority Ki-Pod Free, and then when I have enough, I can actually transform the rest of them, and we'll be good to go. I do have these zeros over here at Canton. One of them's ready now. I'm going to keep on waiting until the rest are. There's another few Ki-27s that could be upgraded to Ki-Pod Freeze later on. Yeah. And then these will go great on Hosho. In all honesty. Get them carrier trained as well, that'd be nice. But I could also have this resized above the other carriers as well, which is going to be a good thing there. But not long. Either way, not long. They're just training up now, really. Okay. China, things are going more or less alright. I'm just waiting to get forces into position. Like, I have a couple of divisions that are going to be heading over here. And then what we'll do is we'll try and push down here. I might move more forces over here to the north. I'm not really in a rush to do anything over here in China, so I kind of want to go for like a big consecutive push all at once and make sure it works. So we'll go with that. But yeah, we're bringing our forces in over here. They're so far undetected, which is good news. Okay. I'll bring these forces into Eniwatok. They can then rest. But if this holds out and there's just one unit over here at Wake, then we shouldn't have a terribly bad time. The DMS is somewhat interesting. He might be pulling troops out, this is a thing. I did contemplate the idea of moving Karga in aggressively, but I think it's one of these off where we go in with Karga and Akagi, we go in properly, we go in like we mean to go in, rather than going haphazardly. Because it's a dangerous area, it's a very dangerous area. Gotta take it seriously. Right, these subs are moving down here. Lost sight of those AKs, but they're going to be headed down this way. So those subs are moving there. I need to get fuel down here to Kopang, which we're going to try and do. There's some fuel moving here to Mekasar. They might have a problem here, but I'm hoping that they'll be able to get in quickly enough and then be able to, yeah, sort themselves out. Okay. Alright. I'll fly a bit of cap here then. Alright, there we go. So I think that's pretty much about it. There's going to be a few more changes that I'll make, but I'll make them off screen, nothing really major. Stuff like this really that can be done easily. But until next time, thank you for watching. Tenno Heka Banzai. And I shall see you in the next episode. Goodbye for now. Thank you to all my patrons, thank you to my viewers, and thank you to my future viewers. Goodbye for now. Have a great guy. Have a great game. And a great day. Goodbye for now.